Hi everyone, how are we doing? I was wondering that if my story could give you so many tips about settlement in Australia. So why not I introduced a few more stories on my channel. It will give you fresh perspectives. With that in mind, today I am beginning a new series which will include me asking a few very basic questions about few people who've immigrated to Australia and their struggle and their pathway or what their suggestions on the immigration process is. So today I will begin with my first guest, and that is Mr. Sunil Rawat. He's also one of my very good friends. He's based out of Adelaide presently, and I will call him over shortly and ask a few questions and see how we go. All right. Thank you so much, Sunil, for coming to my channel. I really appreciate it. And we'd like to keep it very quick, just a few very basic questions. Okay.
Yeah, well, I would say it's my honor because, I can see that you're getting popular day by day. So one of my friends this morning, he just came to Australia yesterday.
Yeah.
And we were just looking for some houses. He was asking me what is the kind of rent. So I said, all right, let's open realestate.com. And, he was already watching a video and I actually smiled and said, who is this girl? And he was started telling me about you. She's she makes video and she helps people telling, about life in Australia. And I was just smiling at the back. And that's when I called you in the morning that,
Yes,
let me show how she looks in life. So yeah, it's an honor to be on your channel, Vijeta. Thank you.
Very kind of you to say that. Thank you so much. So let's continue with the tradition of trying to help people. So let's begin with asking that when did you actually move to Australia and what visa was that on?
Well, the first time around was in the year 2011, January 13th. I still remember the date because it was my first time I came to Australia. Yeah. It was a 457 visa, which is a, work-sponsored visa for 4 years. I didn't like it back then, especially for my career. And I've always been a career-oriented guy, really worked hard in India. So I decided to move back within a year. And then I came back later after 6-7 years. So that 190 is the visa I'm currently on. That's a permanent residency. And then I have to live in Australia for 4 years before I can apply for my citizenship. So I completed 4 years yesterday. So I am eligible to apply for a citizenship now.
So when you moved, and let's focus more on the last 3 years because that's been the continuous, stint. And that you do, how did you find your first accommodation, and what kind of an accommodation was it?
Because I work as a general manager at a hotel. So first month or 6 weeks accommodation was taken care. So I lived in the hotel.
Okay.
Yeah. And then through real estate, I started looking for, a place around the hotel. So I managed to find it was a 2-bedroom apartment, just 2 minutes walk from the hotel. And then I moved out of the hotel in 6 weeks time. So that's how I got my first accommodation.
Okay. That was a rental unit and just for yourself, yes. You weren't sharing it with anybody?
No, that was a rental unit, yes. And 2 bedrooms here. So usually for us in India, when we say 2-bedroom, it's like proper 2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
In Australia, 2-bedroom is 1 bedroom and 1 study. The size of the second bedroom is very small. So it's 2-bedroom is 1 plus study, you can say. That's how the room sizes are here.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think I've also kind of talked about this in my previous videos. All right. Now, how I have looked at you and your personality, Sunil, is that you never, looked very burdened or worried about the settlement in Australia, but I've actually seen you literally enjoying each day, whatever the country offers. So what are some socializing tips or places or avenues that you can suggest us?
See, again, like I initially mentioned about shared accommodation, it will depend on the preference, what are people looking for. Similarly, if people are someone who's very, very attached to our community, there are some Facebook groups and a lot of big activities keeps on happening in Adelaide. So there's Diwali festival, Diwali melas, or Dandiya festival, or a Bollywood DJ, someone who's multicultural, so there's a app called Internations. It's been around for various years. I've been part of it when I was in India. I've been part of it for almost 15 years now. And they keep on organizing event. And event is just a get together at a bar in the evening, People meet on a Friday evening, 5 o'clock. So that's one area where I've seen, even for, someone who's come for the first time looking for jobs, for example, you find a lot of professionals attending events from internations, and you go, you talk to people, you share your experience, and you click, you start meeting out. So I have a lot of friends, 90% of my friends that I have in Adelaide are from internations, and these guys are doctors, engineers, and people working at good positions and very experienced people. So internations is one. There's again an app called Meetups, and within Meetups there are plenty of different groups. You can choose based on what your interests are. If you're interested in nightlife, you can choose a group based on nightlife. If you're into sports, cultural, and then Meetups organizes events every fortnight, sometimes every week.
Okay, so one of the things which Adelaide is pretty infamous for is that they do not have a good nightlife. So a lot of times people hear that Adelaide does not really have a good nightlife. What do you have to say about that?
I don't really think so. Even if I have an option of 100 nightclubs or 100 bars, I have my 5 or 6 favorites where I will usually go. Adelaide, food and beverage and wine scene is really good. So Adelaide has everything to offer. It's a very small city, and I was talking to someone day before yesterday. There are so many people who are now relocating from Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane, and even Perth now, because Adelaide has everything, that one looks for, and it has things for everyone. People who like nightlife, people who like quiet life, people who like the ocean, people who like the hills. It's one of the best food producing and wine producing country in the world now. Some of the best seafoods come from Adelaide, some of the best meat, cheese, vegetables, wines. Of course, I'm sure you've personally been to some of the wineries around here in Adelaide, from McLaren Vale to Adelaide Hills to Barossa Valley. There's plenty to do here in Adelaide, I would say. And still the prices are cheaper compared to Sydney. When I talk about, say, property, for example. You left, I think, Adelaide 1.5 years ago, or a little more, I guess. 2 years now, right?
Just about 2 years almost, yeah.
So there's probably 50 more bars and restaurants that have come up in the last 2 years, Vijita, just to let you know.
Okay. That does sound interesting and motivating for me to look forward to coming back, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thanks. Let's move on, please. And what do you think are the initial challenges in settlement that somebody should be prepared with when they are moving? What are a few things to look?
I think one major challenge and hurdle is finding a job. And especially we as Indians, and I'm talking about people who are probably at a really stable job. People have careers back home, and at a high level, and people, I'm saying, in their 30s, mid 30s, 40s, who've got to a level, and then we decide, okay, we need some peace of mind, we need some work-life balance, so let's move to Australia or any other country. And that's when we come here, we really do not want to compromise, because we worked hard for so many years to get to that level, and we are a bit stuck that that's the kind of job we want. So that's one thing that's that I would, through your channel, would like to tell everyone, is that when you decide to come here, be open and be prepared that it won't be easy to find a job initially at your level. So be flexible to step down 1-2 levels. Be flexible to pick up any job. At least that would pay for your expenses. Finding a job is not a problem here when you're flexible. Any time, it can take 4 months, 6 months, it can take a year, it can take 2 years to get you to your job, but you will get there. That's the only and a very important advice that I would like to give everyone.
Yeah, I think that's a very valuable advice. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you mentioned, you've been to a few other cities. So what are those other cities that you visited? Have you lived for longer than, say, 2 weeks in any of the cities? And which one is your favorite city?
Even last year during COVID, I lived in Brisbane for 3 months. And then I lived in Sydney for 8 months. And the majority of I have lived in Adelaide. I would say personally, I like Adelaide because of various factors, not just weather or nightlife. Because when you decide to choose a city to live, you look at various factors. The prices of housing is very good. For example, the median price for a house is $600,000 here now, of course, because last 2 years the prices have gone up. Wherein in a Sydney, the median house prices is $1.2 million. So the median is almost double than Adelaide.
I know why you're talking about this. On an average, how long do you think somebody gets or takes to build a house? You've made 2 houses there already in 3 years. So
Yeah.
that's a very good average. But
See, you
let's
need
keep you
a,
aside. Yeah.
if two people are earning, it's very easy. You can get a home in 1 year time, because you need 20% deposit. You can save the 20% of, okay, 1 year is bit, 2 years,
Yeah.
So if two people are earning, and I'm not even saying a high paid job, I'm saying a very median paid job. An example, you can easily save $50,000-$60,000 a year if there are two people earning. And then 2 years, if you save $100,000, and if you buy a house for 500, 20% is your down payment. And the rents are equal. So if you buy a house for $500,000, you will probably pay less in your EMI than what you end up paying in rent.
Brilliant. All right, Sunil. I think that's it. We'll let you go. Thank you very much. You had wonderful insights. I was amazed at the amount of information we've gathered today. Thank you very much. Really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Vijita, and looking forward to welcoming you in Adelaide soon, hopefully.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right.
See you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a great one. Cheers. Bye.
You too. Bye. That's all for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching, liking and subscribing and clicking on the notification bell if you've not done that already. Also, please do let me know if you enjoyed this video and you'd like me to continue introducing new guests in my channel. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much and you have a great day. Bye-bye.